and welcome to Emma's ESL English. Today we're going to cover some learners' questions. These statements and idioms all came up when we were talking about work, and I realized looking at them now they're not awfully positive. So they can describe some uncomfortable situations at work, but they're not just for work. You will find them elsewhere as well. First of all, we've got it blew up in my face. Maybe you took on a project and for whatever reason it goes wrong. Number two, out of the blue. So in this situation, it could be that your boss has asked you to do something suddenly. It could also be if you're in the office and suddenly someone you've never met before comes up to you and starts talking to you. You could say, she just approached me out of the blue. Number three, she just kept putting it off. This one we have another word, procrastination. Means we just kept putting something off. It means that we knew we needed to study for that exam, but we really didn't want to. So we watched TV, we read a book, we kept putting it off. Number four, you have to read between the lines. Let's say you are out with your husband's family and your husband's mother, that's your mother-in-law, your husband's mother says, let's meet up next Sunday. I really need to blah, blah, blah. And your husband, you can see he's about to be like, oh, yes, of course, mother, no problem. And you take a look at him and you're like, honey, don't you remember? We have that thing to go to next week. And your husband goes, the thing? And you say, yeah, remember the thing? And your husband, if he's smart, will know that you mean, darling, we are not going to see your mother next week. No matter what. Whether there's a thing or not, it doesn't matter, we're not going. And hopefully he will be able to read between the lines and understand what you mean and say to his mother, I'm so sorry, mother, we can't come next week. That was an elaborate story. I hope you enjoyed it. Okay, so to read between the lines, they're not telling us exactly what they want, but we have to work it out. Two pieces of vocabulary I wanted to look at. The first one is clique. C-L-I-Q-U-E, clique. This is probably not English. You guys will know before long there are certain things that I say about my lovely language. The first is it is unpredictable. Do not expect it to always follow the rules because it probably won't. The second is English is a language that's made up of lots of other languages. Some of the stuff we stole is 300 years ago, and some of it is last week. But we steal stuff all the time. Pretty sure this is one of the ones that we stole. Clique means a group of people that always stick together. We often find this in high school and in the workplace. Often they're a group of people who have been there for a long time or a similar amount of time. At school, we might see the popular kids clique. The idea with a clique is that it's hard to break into. If you're a new person in that office, it's hard to make friends with that group of people. For those people on the outside of a clique, it can look like a very hostile environment. We add a Y to the end of this. So if you go into an office environment and there seems to be a lot of cliques there, we can say it's a cliquey environment. And finally, two words, moral, morale. Okay, so moral, M-O-R-A-L, morale, M-O-R-A-L-E. Moral is when we have strong feelings or opinions about something, some kind of philosophy about something. And generally, it's positive. Morale, on the other hand, means the feeling in the environment. This one is the one that really applies to the workplace. We talk a lot these days about workplace morale. During the pandemic, when everybody was working from home, morale was at an all-time low because a lot of people felt really lonely and isolated. We can have great morale in our team, meaning that everybody gets on really well, everybody supports each other really well, we all feel part of the team. So, morale and moral. All right, that's it. Today, we were talking about some idioms and vocabulary that you might hear in the office. You have been listening to Emma's ESL English. You can ask me your English questions at emmaseSLEnglish@gmail.com, or if you head over to the website at www.emmaseSLEnglish.com, you can find blog posts which support each of the podcast episodes. It gives you some visuals you can look at and a little more information. Have a lovely day. See you next time. Bye.